If you're tuning into this frequency, the message I'm hearing for you is that you can feel it, but do you trust it? You can feel your intuition sharing with you something specific about a situation, a person, and where you're meant to go in your life, what you're meant to do. You feel it already, but do you trust it? Your higher self, your God consciousness, what you know to be true, is coming on very strongly right now, letting you know that what if you already knew? What if you already knew exactly what you're meant to do, but you don't do it? What if you already know based on your feeling, based your intuition all along? Because I actually feel that you're someone who's actually very, very intuitive. And because of whatever happened, I'm hearing specifically something related um, about love and relationship or friendship in particular that has shut down your heart space. And because your heart space is shut down, your intuition is shut down. And your intuition is like, well, if I was so intuitive, then why was I wrong about that person? If my intuition is so sharp, why did I choose to be in this connection for so long, or this friendship, or this whatever thing you were in for so long? So I'm actually hearing that because of something like that happened, you began to really shut down your heart space, hence your intuition got really affected. But recently, I feel like you've had a lot of time to like heal and reconnect to your intuition. Some of you guys can be reconnecting to your divine feminine essence, and because of that, you're more in your flow, you're more in your open-hearted nature, you're more open and available to receive downloads. And actually, I've been feeling that the person I'm connecting with, you've been receiving a lot of downloads. Okay, you've been writing a lot of things down, channeling through a lot of interesting things. Okay, and maybe you never channeled these kind of things before, and now you're like, I'm seeing symbols, I'm seeing images, I'm seeing all these like really profound downloads about reality and the truth of this universe, and it's kind of like blowing my mind. Okay, let me know who you are. Hit the like button or comment below if you've been feeling this way. And back to the message I was channeling for you earlier was, you feel it already, but do you trust it? Right? Because actually intuition is two-part. When I teach intuition is trust and flow. Okay? So you have to trust something in order to flow with it. You have to trust that what you receive is truth, and then you take the aligned action, the inspire actions, because action is number two. Action is secondary. Action is not the first thing you think of. Action needs to be based on your intuition, what you know to be true. So that's why we work with the feminine first, okay? FF, feminine first. So getting the download, getting the intuitive hit, know it in your heart, know it in your gut, know it in your body. And then how you can, when you know, and then there's going to be something that's going to present itself to you, and then you're going to just move very intuitively. So I feel like you're on this brink of making a really big decision in your life, or maybe by the time that this video finds you, you're at the perfect frequency to, one, receive it, two, know it to be true and confirming it within yourself that you're about to make that decision, or you have made that decision recently. And I channel through something related to a specific action that you're meant to take in my last video, the video prior to this video, that titles, you're meant to find this video 5 days before it happens. Okay, there's going to be something very special about the next 5 days, or within 5 days something's going to happen. Okay, so you can watch that video on my channel. When you are connecting with your intuition, a couple of things are going to happen. And when I'm talking about your intuition, I'm talking about your intuition in regards to this very specific thing that's channeling through right now. And it's actually telling you that you can trust what you're feeling, and you don't have to operate from the past version of you anymore. You don't have to operate from that wounded version of you anymore. And because you've done the opening, you've done the healing, and you've been receiving a lot of intuitive messages, actually, that you can believe whatever you're getting right now is truth, is for your highest good. And maybe, what's coming through this message alone, this video alone, there's something that is confirming your intuition. Remember, nothing is coincidence. okay? Everything here is a confirmation. Everything here is by design. Everything here is a co-creation. You and I will co-creating this experience right now, right? I'm sharing this, you're watching this, and this is all being co-created. So when you are tapping into this thing, well, I'm seeing some strings here, some invisible strings, and what that tells me is that there can be some soul connection, soul ties, or whatever connection. So what that means is, because you had again that connection, that relationship with someone or a group of people, and that kind of like clouded your judgments and make you really question your intuition. I keep on hearing taking a hit. Your intuition took a hit. Your spiritual savviness took a hit because I'm hearing that you needed to complete a karmic contract with that person or those people of the past. So sometimes what happens is that your higher self can really shut down your intuition, and you can, it's like this person can freaking come with 10 red flags all over their body, okay? They can be wearing a red shirt with a red flag, and it could be the biggest red flag ever, but you won't see and you won't trust it, because actually there is something subconscious within you that needed to play out that scenario with that person for you to take that karmic lesson and integrate it. Okay, and then when you break up with that person, or when you walked away from that person, or when you completed your soul contract with that person, and you finally see it, you're like, oh my god, I see the red flags. I knew I saw the red flags, but I just know that I couldn't walk away. So then you were in that like 5-month, 5-year, or whatever long-term relationship with that person, but you kind of knew that there were red flags all along. So that kind of came through. Let me know if that's connecting with you. It might be something quite specific or something similar like that, okay? That I'm feeling that what you're walking towards now is your good era. What you're walking towards now is where you're meant to be heading towards, because you've done the clearing, you've been closing up the loop. So the final boss, or the final piece of integration, of soul integration, is you really forgiving, yes, the person, but I feel like there's a big thing of you forgiving yourself. You forgiving yourself for the role that you played in that connection, or you forgiving yourself for not knowing better, not seeing better, because you did it. Like you didn't know better, you didn't see better, you only knew what you knew. And maybe you're like, oh my gosh, why did I spend 10 years in that relationship? And that was like me in my prime. Maybe you were in your 20s or 30s, or like whatever it was, right? And then you're like, I just wasted so much time of my life and my youth, and now I missed that chance to maybe pop a baby or another baby, or whatever it might be that you wanted to do in that lifetime, or that lifetime, in that timeline. Some of you guys can be feeling some kind of guilt or shame, or just like regret about maybe you had a baby with a person, or maybe you like were something about cheating. Not like in a romantic sense, I guess you kind of know what that means, but it can also be in a business sense, like they cheated you, like they were not honest with some finances, or they were doing some sketchy things and you couldn't trust them. So there's definitely some kind of trust issue, some kind of betrayal thing that was happening. And because of all of that, and because you also view yourself as a highly intuitive person, and then that kind of like made you question your intuition. Okay, so I feel like this video is here to remind you that you need to just let it all go, forgive yourself, forgive the person, and letting you know that nothing is a coincidence, like nothing was wasted. Okay, it's meant to happen that way because it's meant to happen that way. So you're meant to accept where you are now. So maybe you feel like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden I have all these gray hair, and I never found true love, or all of a sudden I am in this situation and I never get to experience that when I was in my 40s, because I was caught up with this job or this person. So I feel like you needed to really forgive yourself and know that, and I'm also hearing let go of the timeline. Okay, let go of the timeline of when something's supposed to happen, like when a timing of your life supposed to happen, and it happened it happened the way it did for a reason, and something that is happening now because you've been feeling into it, but because you could be feeling a little bit impatient and not knowing where to go. Okay, that's what I'm hearing that because now you're kind of paranoid because of what happened, right? You couldn't really trust your intuition 100%. So then now you're like overdoing it with your logic. So now you're like super like annoyed and paranoid when it comes to your manifestation or having the thing in your life. So whether it is a relationship, I'm hearing a lot of you guys, is a relationship, a specific not a specific person, but something about a person that is related. Okay, so connection, friendship, relationship, something like that. So then you're even more paranoid, meaning that, like, let's say you're like, okay, I am manifesting my dream girl, my dream guy, my dream husband, my dream partner, and then you're like, okay, before it's like these are the 10 to 20 qualities, like you're manifesting, you're scripting or whatever, and now you're like, let's make it 101 just to make sure. Okay, well, let me just add 10 more to make it 111 traits. Who are you? Okay, I see you. Oh my god, some of you guys are blushing. Oh, I can't. Okay, so I'm definitely seeing that you're going overboard. Okay, let's just be real about that. Okay, you're going a little bit overboard because you couldn't trust, you couldn't have the faith that what you want wants you, what you want is destined for you, what you want is aligned for you, what you want is already done in the quantum realm, right? And you just have to just align with it. I'm laughing because of the 111 thing. So funny. Just to be sure, that's what I'm hearing for you. Just to be sure. It's like you're ready to manifest your 10 out of 10. And then you're like, let me just keep my exes around, and these flings around just in case if I don't find my ideal person, I'll just settle for one of these crazy mofos that I'm not really in love with, but better than none, okay? I know we're laughing and all, but like, excuse me, like, you deserve better, okay? Let me just like be real with you for a second, okay? Do not lower your standards. And also, when it comes to just connections and friendships and business relationships in general, like, it's important for you to have standards, even if your intuition is kind of like wobbly right now, and of course the message is telling you to trust it. But coming from me personally, I would love for you to actually just have standards, in your life, because with standards, that already sets the tone, right? And even if you can't trust your intuition about someone or something, at least like, this is my standard. Like, don't F around, come to me correct, right? Or don't come at all, fall away, So I think when you have that standard, it actually helps you not override your intuition, but it doesn't make you just heavily relying on your intuition or like blind faith or anything like that. Although these are very good things to develop, but I feel like if you're struggling with that right now, I would say, work with your clear standards, right? It's like, you need to know what your non-negotiables are. You need to know, how people get to treat you. In our last call of Seen, Heard, and Felt Inner Circle, for those of you who don't know, I host these weekly coaching calls, these Inner Circle calls down below called Seen, Heard, and Felt, and you can join. And then we go deep into anything about visibility, your impact, what you're here to do, step into your authenticity and stuff like that. And during the last call, we were talking about how to really step into your authentic nature, because in relationship, personal relationship especially, because if you are not the real you're not really giving people the real opportunity to get to know you and decide for themselves if you are their person or not. Like, whether they're the friend you want to be with, which is what we had discussed in our last call, or if the romantic person or the business person or whatever partnership, right? You have to really allow people to see you and have the option of like, okay, I'm gonna rise to meet you. I feel like we are the perfect match, or I'm going to just fall off because we're not a match, right? And I don't want to rise to meet you. So you have to allow for that decision from someone. You can't really like control that, right? You cannot make someone like you or love you, especially you don't want to abandon yourself. So I feel like this is something that I feel is important, that wants to come through for you in this moment of really recognizing your worth and your value and really staying into your personal power. Because when we're not in our worth and in our value, we begin to be a clown. We begin to chase things. We begin to do things that are outside of our character, that is trying to prove ourselves and validate ourselves through someone's attention or validation or whatever it might be. Okay? And most people can spend their entire life people pleasing or being in not their true authentic self, and that causes a lot of problem, as you know, right? And eventually the mask will fall off. Eventually people are going to see the real you. So you better accept it now. You better show them now. And then you make the whole process more transparent, because you're not here to audition for love, okay? You're not here to audition for friendship. You're not here to audition for anyone or anything, okay? Basically, that's just the main thing. I mean, when I'm feeling into this for you, what I'm seeing is, aren't you tired? I'm hearing that. I'm hearing your higher self, your God consciousness, what you know to be true, asking, aren't you tired? Right? Are you tired? Aren't you tired of just not being who you are? And then you have to keep the mask going. You have to keep being performative. You have to keep being performative because you already, started out with that avatar of the person that you're not. So maybe this is a time where you get to decide like, hey, maybe I'm just gonna be the real me instead. Hey, I'm just going to show up authentically instead. And in that way, when I'm in my truth, I can begin to trust my intuition. I can begin to trust my inner God. I can begin to know what is true for me and what's not, because automatically my energy does the work. My energy does the attraction and the repulsion. Repulsion, okay? Because there's always that law of attraction, okay? You attract what you really are, who you really are, your core essence, because everything is meant for you is attracted to you, okay? But you have to be in your pure frequency. So like, in a way, you don't even have to be out here, consciously manifesting anything. If you just literally focus on being your truest and highest version of you, you are naturally magnetizing everything and everyone that you're meant to experience. I think my phone is gonna die. Again, it was dying before. Okay, guys, this is all we have here for today. Like this video if you enjoyed it, if you want more of it. I have resources down below for you. For those of you who feel called to step into your power, one-on-one session is down below with me. And we have a free community that you can join. Yeah, I post here every day, so if you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe as well. This is Tina Wong. I love you so much. Remember your worth, your value, you're amazing. You can trust yourself when you are yourself, okay? When you pretend, it's gonna be hard for you to trust yourself. Forgive, do the things, let it all go, and just be remained with your true God essence and your core essence, and it'll guide you to where you're meant to be. And even better, it'll attract in, it'll magnetize in everything and everyone you're meant to experience. Okay, I feel like that just sounds funny. Okay guys, I love you.